my name is Lola Johnson-Rosales. Find my glasses. All right, this is Skill Lab, Skill 7, Triturating a Powder and a Base Cream. The materials I'm using a scale. As you can see, a scale, mortar and pestle. I have weighing boats. I have spatulas, if I need them. They come in handy for weighing. I have dishwashing liquid, warm water, 1 pair of nitrile gloves, one cream base. This is a small container, and then I have the simulated powder here. So we are triturating a powder and a base cream today. So let's begin by washing hands. I'm going to be sure that I dry my hands with the paper towel first, and then use that same towel to turn off the faucet. It will prevent recontaminating the hands by touching the faucet. So, right. Now, while I'm doing my hands, I'm just going to go ahead and move the iPad over here. Close up are working. My hands are still. Okay. So finish. Turn off the water. Okay. So go ahead and put on the gloves. Now we are remembering 10% rule of margarine, the 10% margin when we're weighing the powder. Of course, we can go ahead and take that and times it with 10%, the margin allowance. All right, so we're calculating for 10% allowable margin of error in powder weights, gathering the necessary supplies, which I have all the necessary supplies here. We are performing the proper hand washing procedure, which has been done. I am donning the nitrile gloves. All these materials have already been cleaned. I am going to clean them once more really quickly with some alcohol wipes. Don't be in a rush. Just you don't want to do things too quickly. You want to ensure you're doing accurate work and not be in a rush. I will be weighing the ingredients with allowable margin of error. Allow the observer, Penn Foster College instructor, to go ahead and view the weights of each ingredient prior to triturating. I will triturate the powder and base cream using proper procedure, using the spatula to add half of the base cream to the mortar. Using spatula to add about a third of the powder to the mortar. Use the pestle to go ahead, mix the ingredients by pressing into the ingredients, moving it in a circular motion. We'll continue to add small amounts of each ingredient until the mixture becomes a single substance. That would kind of be maybe even like a shiny substance. You can tell. You can verify that either ingredient will be recognizable in a substance. And then lastly, I will clean the materials and store them for future use. So, let me get started. So, we have half of the base cream. What's the amount of base cream that I'm using? Amount of base cream that I'm using, 100 grams of cream base for the lab, and I'm using 22 grams of simulated powder. So what I want to do is I'm going to first take half of the base cream, put it inside the pestle, the mortar and pestle. Then I will add the powder to that. I will add I'll add about a third of the powder to that until I'm sure that it's, you know, pretty well blended. Then I go ahead and I add additional powder, and then I add the other half of the ointment. So let's do that. Cream base first. Before I begin, I want to be sure I'm weighing it. So turn on my scale, and we are working with grams, so we want to be sure that it's set up to say grams. That it is. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take 50 grams. I'm going to do powder first. I'm going to put the powder in first. So let me go ahead and get 22 grams. What is a third of that? Well, 7 times 3 is 21, so be a little bit over 7 grams would be a third. Ooh, that came out fast. Okay. Right. And that spilled. Even though the scale was already sanitized, it did spill, so I'm going to just quickly clean that up a little bit. Everything was already sanitized and cleaned before I started. Okay. All right. Cool. It's alcohol, so it air dries pretty quickly. Okay. Okay, still beyond the 7. Still beyond that 7 grams. Don't want it to be like that. Okay. Okay, so 6.9, that's good. 6.9, I'm going to add it to here. And you know what I'm going to do next? Go ahead, take that cream base. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish adding the powder. But I'm going to put the powder in a separate container. Now I happen to have a paper towel. It's very clean and sanitary. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put the additional remaining of the 14 grams of the simulated powder. Let me put it in here. So let me weigh that quickly to 14. It's because this cream base is going to make this, cream base is going to make the weighing boat really sticky. And one of the weighing boats got damaged. And so it does not, it's cracked. So I'm working actually with one weighing boat. That's why I'm going to weigh the powder first, the way that I'm doing it. Okay, so here we have 14. We're also allowing that 10% margin of error, so, and I've done that. So, the 15, okay. So here we have 22.8 grams of simulated powder. That's the total of the powder altogether I'm going to be putting in with the mortar and pestle. Show you close up there. Okay. 22.6. I'm sorry, this light just shining in here. Need a lot of light for working on this, but as you can see, that's a total of 22.8 grams of simulated powder. That's the 7.5 grams, that powder that took out. Here's the other 14. I'm going to sit right here. Next, I'm going to go ahead and be using this other one for doing a cream base. So we're done with the powder. Let's lay that aside so we have more working room. Clean this down quickly. Everything you mix, everything you measure, you need to be sure things sanitary and clean. You're working with medications, and the patient is very important. We don't want cross-contamination. And you know what? Clean down. Okay. There. Let me clean off that scale. Got some powder on it. I like to have extra alcohol wipes just because you never know when an unexpected mess can happen. All right. This is clean. Okay. All right. So we are adding. And we're going to add half the cream base to this 7.5 grams of powder we have in here. First, I'm going to put this powder right here, right where I talked about. Being very careful how I'm removing this from the weighing boat. So we want to be sure that patient gets this compound exactly as they're promised. Patient wellness is very important. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and have another paper towel. I'm going to dust this off quickly. Making sure I'm keeping my work area clean by dusting that off, not in my work area. Let me get that. Let's work on a cream. Okay, so working on that cream. Clean one here. Oh my. A lot of cream in here. Okay. Hey, that's 50 grams. Perfect. All right. Exactly what I wanted. Nice. And take this and this. Put it in here. All right. And remember, when we're triturating, we want to go in a circular pattern. And we're going to do that. So I'm going to put this back on the scale so it doesn't get contaminated. All right. All right. So with powder, slowly triturate it. Okay. Slowly. Don't be in a rush. When it's powder, it creates a lot of dust. And you get that dust flying out of the mortar and pestle. The patient's not going to get a lot of that mix that they need when we need it. And the ingredients cost money. And pharmacies don't want to take a hit on on material supply. Okay. So this is a small mortar and pestle. Okay, so I'm doing. Now that this is mixing, powder's getting absorbed. So it's almost time to add the other powder. I used a spatula to add half of the cream base to the mortar. I've added a third of the powder to the mortar. You want to be sure you're pressing into the ingredients, moving it in a circular motion. So while you're pressing, kind of like as it said in the lab webinar, triturating powder and a base cream, you kind of push down as you're going in circular motion. And you know what? That was good. So here's a close-up of it. You know, it's very well dissolved and mixed in there. So I'm going to go ahead and add from this, and with that clean spatula we had, I'm just going to put some more in here. Okay, I want to overdo it. I don't want to spill anything. I'm being careful not to cross-contaminate anything. So let me do this some more. I'm going to have to add some more cream to here. And that would be a good time. Okay, so we already measured the 50 grams. I've set the scale back to 0 grams. So you want to put 50 more grams in there. What we're going to do. Around 10% margin of error. That's good. All right, so that's it. We're actually going to have a total of 102.3 grams. That is definitely within a 10% margin. Yeah, and we were careful also when I was weighing the powder, that was within the 10% margin of error. We're done with this cream base. I'm going to put that aside over here. Okay. Now, carefully, with this clean one, I'm going to add some of that cream. We are almost done with the skill lab. Again, I don't want to be in a rush. When you're triturating powder with the cream base, you want to take your time. Because accuracy is more important than the time that it takes to do this. So I'm wiping along the edges of the mortar and pestle. I know everything's been sanitary. I have not cross-contaminated nothing. Pharmacies would have different sizes. In a compounding pharmacy, there would be different sizes of mortar and pestle. This happens to be a smaller size one, and so it's taking a bit longer to blend the powder with the cream base. Okay, I'm gonna add some more of that cream. It's getting very full in here. Oh my goodness, is all that's gonna fit in here? I think it should. I think it's gonna work out fine. So. Oh, now you can see why we allow that 10% margin of error. Oh my. Okay. Well, that's all the cream that's going to go into this recipe. I'm going to push this down. Push this down. See how full that is? It's a lot, right? How can we fit any more into that mortar and pestle? Well, we'll make it work. I'll make this work. So here we are. Okay, now I can add the rest of that cream. Oh my goodness. Woo, boy, Penn Foster instructor. I am really trying my hardest here. Okay. There's the powder. All right. Woo. Very slowly. I apologize for this video taking a long time. It just this mortar and pestle is very small. Did not want to lose these ingredients that I carefully measured. And when you're mixing these, there's always room for improvement. Always room for improvement. Okay, I hope I passed this lab. I know it took a while. My apologies. I am a novice. This is the first time I've done this scale lab. Well, I did it. I already did part of it. This is the actual time I'm doing a real scale lab. First video. All right, I like this. This has been blended very good. All the powder's been pressed in. And this looks very good. It's not clumpy. It's very smooth. See any residue in there? There was a little bit of that excess that did spill off the edge. But then again, we kept it within a 10% margin of error. So, all right, here we have it. This is the triturated powder and cream, base cream. This is the end product. Very nice consistency. This is going to help somebody become even healthier. And this completes skill 7, triturating a powder and a base cream. I thank you for your time watching the video. If you have any questions, please reach out. Penn Foster College instructor, thank you very much. Thanks.